For more international reaction, we're just reading a press statement just moments ago from the White House, and they've said that President Obama will convene a national security team meeting on Saturday to discuss the situation in Turkey. And that statement coming out from the White House in Washington, D.C. Well, Afzal Ashraf is a consultant fellow at the Royal United Services Institute in London. Earlier, I spoke to him about how he believed the coup was planned.
The planning of this attempt seems to be very good at the operational level, but at the strategic level, clearly, it was very poor. By the operational level, I mean that they were very quick to seize areas of logistical importance, bridges and airports and so on. They were very effective in isolating most of the Turkish army and the political leadership from the media so that they could not influence events at all. And they did other things that were very effective in the first few hours. But what they appeared to have failed to do was to do a strategic assessment of public opinion. They failed to realize that even opposition parties who aren't happy with the current government would not want a military coup as a way of redressing the grievances that they have. They failed to include, it seems, at this stage, senior military officials, failed to have a narrative that would inspire the soldiers that were involved in the coup to sustain the coup, to act in a way that was appropriate to the coup, to explain to the civilians what they were trying to do. So it seems that at the strategic level, it was very poorly planned, and which again reinforces the view that I think the governments have been putting out, that it was not designed, it was not led and planned at a very senior level.
Dr. Ashraf, now one of the victors that's being heralded in all this is the Turkish public. Do you think that those behind the failed coup actually failed to factor in public opinion?
Well, exactly. That's one of the strategic failures. There was the first one that I pointed to, was understanding public opinion, understanding the way the people would react to this, having a narrative for the people, which was, what they did with TRT. The statement was not at all inspiring. It was just a statement of intent. It did not inspire the people in any way. So yes, it was an unmitigated failure. The other thing, of course, was one of their grievances against the current government is the allegation that the government has suppressed the media. So this coup acted by suppressing TRT and other media outlets. So it was really doing one of the things that it was standing against. So yes, I think the one outcome of all of this will be, I would guess, and I'm pretty confident will be the case, is that this coup will put an end to coups, because this, having had an initial success for a few hours, if it has been overturned by popular public opinion, then it's unlikely that anybody will feel confident enough to try this sort of thing again. So I think that's one of the positive outcomes that will come, because military officers, even junior officers, will realize that no matter how much power they have in terms of weapons, they really don't have power over public opinion, and it's public opinion that holds power primarily in Turkey at the moment.
Dr. Ashraf, you said putting an end to coups in Turkey. When you look at the past 4 coups in the country, we've seen the Turkish military play a very important role in politics after the fact. Do you think this will put an end to the involvement of the military in Turkish politics from now on?
I would hope so. As I said, there are 2 factors that would make sure this puts an end to it. One is the failure of the coup. and a failure that was created not by the government but primarily by public opinion. The second point, I think, will depend on the way this current government reacts to the coup. If it reacts in a just manner by taking those responsible to court and allowing the legal system to mete out whatever punishments appropriate, but is magnanimous in other ways, and is also self-critical and realizes that there is a groundswell of opinion, of public opinion against some of its policies, and takes urgent action to correct those policies, then I think it's extremely unlikely that ever again, certainly in the near future, there will be even talk of a coup, let alone an attempt.